Well, hey, welcome to Popular Pixel. Hey there, Kenneth, how you doing there? Hey everyone, I thought today we were going to go ahead and hit some good old-fashioned 24-bit gaming, as the advertisements used to claim, that is, with the Neo-Geo. And, I've got quite a list of Neo-Geo games now. I decided to go ahead and not even care if I own the game at this point. I went ahead and loaded up all the Neo-Geo games that I can get my hands on onto the Polymega. I have deleted already a few of them, to be honest. Some of the soccer games and that sort of thing. Some of the, I guess I can't even remember the name of the game, but it's similar to chess, but it's a Japanese sarugi or something along that lines. Hey, Marox. So anyways, I got rid of that one. It was a 5-on-5 soccer game, and there's probably some others that I'll still be purging out of the system that I have no interest in. But I went ahead and just found a complete collection, as complete as I could anyways, and went ahead and put it onto the system. And so that's what we're going to do today. I recently sold my Neo-Geo AES, and funny thing is, a few days later I actually sold my MVS as well, which I guess, I'm okay with. Now that I have the Polymega, I can play most of those games anyways. Plus, I was planning on building myself a new cabinet. Well, this one's going to be actually a cabinet built into a controller rather than the full cabinet. I just don't have room for this stuff anymore. Plus the Neo-Geo, plus the Polymega has really kind of given me a new lease on life when it comes to classic gaming. When it comes to these CD games, I've been, I've been downloading a lot of them now. But as far as the cartridge-based games that are still in here, I'm still very much interested in collecting those. So anyways, I thought we'll go ahead and get into it. Welcome, Ray. I thought we'd get into it. So hey, what kind of Neo-Geo game would you like to see? I was actually the other day, I just started playing some Phantasy Star 4, so if I wasn't streaming, I'd probably be playing some Phantasy Star 4 again. But for today, I do want to stick to the Neo-Geo. I've been playing actually quite a bit of Neo-Geo lately. I haven't gotten through it completely yet, but Cross Swords 2, man, that game is actually quite amazing. I was a huge fan of the original Cross Swords, but they really kind of upped the game when it comes to the sequel on this game. Everything just looks better. The option of being able to pick multiple characters. The one thing that I don't like is that you have to buy your levels. So it's like 1,000 gold and then 1,500, something like that, to go up to level 3. And I did not like that. I'd rather just be able to level up on the fly as you gain experience. So that's the one thing I don't like about that. In the process of making a list of top games for each system. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a good way to go about it, especially if you're looking at wanting to purchase specific games. And kind of go off of that list. Hey, what are the top 10 games that I want to play when I get my Polymega? And I'm sure many of you guys have already heard that Polymega, that is, they went ahead and released some new information that they are actually going to be shipping these things soon. It sounds like I'm not sure if they're on their way to America now, or if Polymega actually has the consoles in hand now. That was kind of vague, so I'm not sure which it is. But they had a few days ago, they had a countdown that had like 9 days on it as to when the next update was going to happen. So I guess this coming week, more than likely, we're going to get some more information from Polymega concerning the Polymega. So hey, that's always some good news, is it not? Never played a Neo-Geo game except for Metal Slug or Samurai Shodown. Interesting. All right. Well, the Neo-Geo is full of arcade classics, obviously. Some of the games that I like the most, well, Samurai Shodown 1 and 2 are some of my favorites. The Real Bout series, those were great games on the Neo-Geo. Obviously, they far surpassed the Fatal Fury games, so those I highly recommend. Let me see here. Let me back out, because I also have some of them listed under the Japanese. Some of these games only came out in Japan, or actually I didn't have necessarily the US version of them. Sometimes the majority of them you could play any region, but I guess some of the games were hard-coded for Japan only, which was kind of interesting. Except these Metal Slug games, I went ahead and put those under Japan so that I could, you know what, let's do that. Let's get into some Metal Slug. So that I could have some of the blood and gore in the game, rather than kind of censoring that out. We are gonna go ahead and we're gonna make some changes here. You know what? And I don't know if this is gonna change anything, but I'm gonna put it to easy anyways. Let's see. Let's go to an arcade. The first Metal Slug was always my favorite. I remember the first time that I played this game, actually, it was at a bowling, no, not a bowling alley, it was at a roller skating rink. I just remember man, this game was amazing. Of course, I was a huge Contra fan, so I already loved the kind of run and gun games. Oh, come on, get him. We'll leave that there for a minute. Whoa! And for any of you, you probably already hear it, but I am using my nice old clicky stick. I'm using the Neo-Geo X. Oh, it scrolled too far. Dang nabbit. I'm using the Neo-Geo X controller. I actually just modded my controller yesterday, I want to say it was. I went out to an auto supply store and I picked up some weights that are usually used for balancing. Oh, dang. I wasn't even seeing that in my face. They're usually used to balancing your tires, and obviously it's not something that you yourself usually does. It's going to be something that the shops are going to do to make sure that your tires are properly balanced. So anyways, I bought a package of these, and I opened up my Neo-Geo X controller, and well, I inserted it right into it. So now my controller has a nice heft to it, and it feels so much better. It sits on my lap, and I don't have to worry about it moving about like it usually does. So anyways, I can highly recommend, if any of you are even thinking about getting some Neo-Geo X controllers for your Polymega, not only can I definitely recommend it because I love the Neo-Geo joysticks, but adding that extra weight is very helpful. Oh crap, load up. So space shooters, well, there are some space shooters. I could even get into some of the shooters into this game as well. Come here, old man. Wow. Okay, I knew I was going to get hit. So, the Neo-Geo does have quite a few shooters. Actually, one of my favorite shooters on the console is Last Resort. Such a beautiful game. Obviously, always reminds me of Akira, if any of you have ever seen that movie. But they did that on purpose. They made the first stage kind of have this Akira look to it, which I absolutely loved. Come here. Oh, crud, don't shoot me.
Thank you.
All right. I love this flamethrower. It is so fun to play with. Whoa, hi there. Ah! I knew that was going to happen.
Thank you.
Give me that.
Rocket
launcher. Rocket launcher.
Okay. Rocket launcher.
Oh, I didn't mean to shoot that thing down. I'll take that one though.
Rocket launcher.
Some of the games on the Neo-Geo CD actually allows you to have, oh crap, I didn't even see that dude, allows you to have unlimited continues and that sort of thing, but most of the time, just like the AES, it limits you. As you can see down in the corner, each player 1, player 2 get 5 credits, so I've already used one of my credits to start the game, of course. And I can see I'm not doing so great this time around, that I'm going to end up using up more credits than what I even have. Man, those are some slow bullets. But yeah, I really do enjoy when they give you unlimited credits, at least make it an option to have unlimited credits as opposed to what they had for the Neo-Geo AES. Sure made the games harder, but then you would basically be forced into also having a memory card, because anytime you save the game onto the memory card and then you start the game over, you would have, again, 5 more credits to continue from where you were at. So I guess, that was the good thing about having a memory card. But they don't actually have quite the same way of doing the memory card with the Neo-Geo CD. There was no memory card slot. It was more just like a battery backup kind of deal. Hey, Eggman. Welcome. Oh, crud. I'm hit. Ah. Ha! Looked like that last grenade that I just tossed there, looked like it was just a perfect hit. Yeah, now, from what I understand, Marox, they actually are thinking about doing that with some of the consoles as far as giving use for those original controllers, like for the Saturn, for the PlayStation. I don't know if it's going to be a converter or if they're going to release like a module that will be able to support just, several different types of controller inputs, or how they're planning on doing that. But it is something that they are planning to do anyway. Oh, crud. Man, he has got to be cold out here in the snow like this. Oh, I missed it. Oh, man, just barely. Oh no. Whoa, ah, and I still get hit by the grenade.
Okay. Come on, boy. Heavy machine gun. You're meant to be.
Dang. I guess I don't remember the knife.
Come on, see you in hell. Thank you. Rocket launcher.
Rocket launcher. Come on. Oh, cute little kitty. Why didn't it blow up when I shot at it?
Thank you.
You guys can't sneak away. I love that shotgun. Oh, that's insane. Oh, crud. Oh, right on top of it. Oh man, those effects. This is just arcade through and through. I absolutely love it. I was playing some Metal Slug X the other day for the PlayStation on here. Man, that game just, it cannot compare to the Neo-Geo. It's insane. The animation was just so slow compared to what you got at the arcade or, of course, on the Neo-Geo. Ooh, dog. No, don't shoot at me. Shoot at somebody else. Man, I'd love to play this two-player right now, though. Oh, dang.
Rocket launcher.
Nice. For the Neo-Geo CD, oftentimes I will actually use a Super Nintendo controller. It's still not quite the same because obviously you don't have that cool like circle pad like the Neo-Geo Pocket had and the Neo-Geo CD obviously, but it does the trick at least. But go away. Go up. Come on, dude. No. Stop shooting at me. Oh, and I jumped right into that one. I'll take that.
Thank you.
Forgot what I was saying. I got all mixed up with what I was doing. Anyways, yeah, Neo-Geo. Hey, Sniper, welcome, man. Oh, dang, dude. Seriously? Yeah, stand on a barrel of TNT. That sounds smart. Oh, man. Alright, that was death.
Rocket launcher. Rocket launcher.
Gimme.
Okay.
No, 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 no. Oh, doesn't matter. I was trying to avoid that, can't you tell? Did I just... Oh, man, I did.
Shotgun. Okay.
That shotgun really is kind of overpowered. I mean, on a person, yeah, shotguns can be pretty effective, but on all that armor, I don't know, man. I don't think that's really gonna.
Machine gun.
Yes, I did rip this one from a backup. I don't actually own this one. I just went to the Internet Archive and pulled what I could find there. Some of these games, even Neo-Geo CD, have gotten crazy expensive. It used to be that you could get Neo-Geo CD games at a reasonable price, but many of them, as in the past, few years, have been skyrocketing. Well, then again, all classic video games have been. Are you serious? Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Crunch. Yeah, hit me with a machete. That sounds like a smart idea. I don't know about you guys, but I've never tried running up to a tank and trying to hit it with a machete, but I wouldn't think that would be very effective. I'm not going to get through there, am I? Oh, I did. Come on, dude. Oh, yeah, and by the way, don't sit there and hug the front of a tank either. One blast is going to take you right off of there. That's interesting. I don't think I've ever noticed that before. That dude was hanging right on the front of the tank. Look at that. Look at that. Boom! That was nuts, dude. Oh, that's that. Oh, come on, run for your life, puppy. Ah! Come here. I need you, old man. Ah, run.
Heavy machine gun.
Ah. I thought I was actually going to pull that off.
Heavy machine gun.
See, that's one thing, like, if you die after you save prisoners, you don't get the prisoner bonus. That's insane. Hold on, let me pause this for a second. Let me see.
Metal slug.
I gotta catch up on what some of you guys are saying here real quick. Rip games to blank disk, very easy. Yeah, I mean, as long as the copies of the game that you have, the ISOs, are like a 1-1 copy, you're not going to have any problem whatsoever on the Polymega. Now, back in the day, people used to do these different things to try to make file sizes smaller, you know, back when we didn't have fast internet. And they would change the WAV files, the music files, if it's a Red Book audio, they would turn them into MP3s, and then you would have to burn it properly if you weren't using it on an emulator, like on a computer or something. If you wanted to use it on actual hardware, you'd have to convert those MP3s back into WAV files. Now, there were some burning programs that would do that for you, but oftentimes it would also mess up your table of contents. You'd have to go in and change the table of contents, and it was kind of a whole deal. So a lot of the stuff that you find nowadays, especially if you go to the Internet Archive, you can find all sorts of stuff on there that do have 1-1 copies, and there's really no problem at all. As far as the light gun, yeah, I hope they do give us some information on that. I am so looking forward to that. I've got a ton of gun games just waiting so that I can get those, and I'm glad that they do have support for 2 light guns now. Let me see here. And the pre-orders, speaking about that, Matthew, yeah, I'm sure that information will be probably forthcoming from that countdown that they have for the early people anyways that had pre-ordered, not the people that have pre-ordered more recently, obviously. But a new module would make you do flips. Yeah, no kidding. Especially if it's like the, I don't know, man. If they announce a Neo-Geo, I would be upset. But I think, you know, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, kind of all in one module would be awesome. Or even just the Sega Master System support. I would be happy about that even. All right, back in here. Boom! Boom! 3 in a row. Oh, that was close. Oh! Was he shooting at his own guy? That was odd. Oh! That's my last credit. Now see, here's another thing that I used to do when I was playing on the AES. When I would run low on continues like this, I'd quickly switch over to controller 2, so that way I could continue playing the game, and basically just to give you an extra 5 credits. Oh, dude, don't even say it, Kenneth. I would hate for them to only do like 300. That would be so upsetting. I'm honestly hoping that at this point that it's going to be more than 5,000 even. Oh, yeah, I thought the front of that blocked bullets. It's been a long time since I played this game. Oh, get off of there. Nope, back on it. Ah, crap. Alright. Take this. Ah, alright. I thought that was going to kill it quicker. I guess not.
Thank you. Thank you.
Man. Last life. Goodness. No, get off! No! No! Oh, that was insane. Oh, alright, that POW just dropped in the water. Now, you notice that the music has dropped off? I wonder if there's some kind of glitch there. It's like the Red Book audio has not decided to loop back around and continue playing. There it is. Maybe not. Maybe it was supposed to do that. I guess I'll have to play the arcade version again and find out. Oh, let's see here. Man, Kenneth, as far as, you know, for the second batch, I know that's probably going to be completely dependent on how fast the factory can pump them out and what they have the ability to do because of parts. I think they were saying something about them. You know, they already had components to be able to get it taken care of, so I don't think that's a problem. I might be wrong, but I kind of remember in the back of my head something along that line. I hope that the number of units they ship will match whatever number they have gotten so far. All things considering, that's all that one could really expect, that's for sure. After the system launches, the new thing that everyone will complain about, where's the N64? Or, yeah, where's the N64? Where's Dreamcast? N64 is one that I highly anticipate, I'm not going to lie. I was thinking about purchasing the N64 clone console. I can't remember who it was that was making that. Was it Retron or I don't know. But it's something that I'm actually hotly debating actually doing. But I much prefer just getting a module for the Polymega. So I may have to wait and see on that. People were already complaining about that in the beta system videos and streams, right? Or is licensing issues? There will always be, because a copyright on a game is 75 years, we need physical solution. A copyright, I see, I'm not quite sure how all the copyrights work. For systems, I know it's basically if a company does not re-register their right, basically they waive their rights to that technology, and then they're able to release clone consoles legally. Anyways, obviously, clone consoles have been around since the beginning of age. But it is possible to still have a clone console before the time is up. I think the, what is it, 20 years that they hold the rights to it, and then they have to re-up it, something like that. Let's see, where should we go from here? Oh yeah, why don't we where was it? Oh, here it is, Ghost Pilot. I had bought Ghost Pilot for the AES about 10 years ago, in the game place that I went to that I bought it from. Unfortunately, like, it wasn't working. Like, no matter what I did, I could not control it. I put a different game in, it controls just fine, but this game I could not control with any of the controllers that I had, so that kind of sucked. So anyways, I get to play it now, I guess. I ended up actually bringing Ghost Pilots back to that store and picking up that crappy motorcycle game. Man, that game's bad. Yeah, but having, oh dang, went right into that dude. Having the extra weight on this joystick, oh my gosh, it does so much better. I don't have this controller flopping around on my lap anymore. It stays in place. Now, Super Nintendo controller on this game is great, especially that ASCII pad that I always talk about, because it's got the rapid fire. It's wonderful being able to use those rapid fire options. Oh, man, I saw that and went right into it, too. Ah. Ooh, this game's pretty difficult. Alright, where is it going to start me at? Good. See, I like that. That's one thing that I don't like about Last Resort, is when you die, it backs you up. When you continue, it, I think, starts you at the first stage again. Not the first stage, but the first part of the area, depending on what stage you were on. Dude! No! Alright. Forget it. I should have been using some of those. I didn't want to waste them because I wanted to save them for the boss. Last time I played this, I played it on easy. Oh, dang. Yeah, and it's a lot easier on easy. Maybe I should have done that again. Dang. Hardware and BIOS, which is really awesome that they've done that. And actually, I've enjoyed the BIOSes that they have come up with. With Neo-Geo, I tend to use the BIOS that they made. There are a few games that have some issues that I've come across, but as far as Neo-Geo, pretty much everything is solid. The only thing I don't like is that it can't run some of the games that you can normally run on a Neo-Geo actual hardware. But if you don't have, I mean, if you use their BIOS, you know what? That actually gives me an idea. I'm gonna have to try that. There's some games that you can normally run. They're conversion games. If you play it on an actual Neo-Geo CD, you're able to play. I don't want to say unlicensed because they're not unlicensed games. They're just conversions. Like King of Monsters, for instance, that game was never released on the Neo-Geo CD. But they did release the second game. Of course, people wanted to play the first game on there as well, so they took it, they converted it, and were able to play it. But unless, if you're using the Polymega BIOS, you're unable to play those games. I've never actually tried playing it with the original BIOS, so that's something I'm definitely going to have to try. Let me see. Dude, Matthew, yes. Phantasy Star 4 works like a charm. I haven't deleted my Japanese version yet. I really probably should, not that it's taking up a whole lot of room. But I started playing the US version just yesterday, played it for several hours, and oh my gosh, I love that game. The music in that game, everything just kind of screams nostalgia for me. Man, it's awesome. So yes, it works. I'm very pleased with it. Ghost Pilot's just mediocre. Yeah, you know, it is. It scratched an itch, you know, back in the day when people were into the 1942 style games. But then, of course, we have, and I'll go ahead and go to this one. This is more of a R-type style gameplay. And again, like I said, let me see here. You know what? I'm going to go to easy. Infinite continues. We're good there. The backgrounds, again, look at that. If for those of you who have seen Akira, try to tell me that that does not remind you of Akira. I like this because I can even go down here and I can blow up the little cars, the civilians that have nothing to do with what's going on. Look at that, I got ripple and laser. Well, that's what it looks like if I were playing Gradius. Ooh. I need some missiles. I like how the guys, they jump out of their planes before they die, but they're not using any parachutes, so well, I guess they're gonna die anyways, aren't they? Oh crud. My ship's going a little bit too fast for me. Ah, I knew I was going to bite it there. I didn't have the right weapons. Oh, see, I thought they were under the same flight pattern, but they weren't. There was a game, I believe it was Neo-Geo dev team that made a game that was almost like a copy of this. It was called Last something or other. It wasn't Last Resort, but Last I can't even remember. It was released for the Neo-Geo CD, but that one I do not believe works on this. Man, I got my butt whooped. I'm not going to put you guys through that. Let's get out of there. 8,000 total games for the PS1. Dude, PS1 had a lot of games. Now, you got to remember, this is all regions. Obviously, not all games were released in all regions, but yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. Let's see, Pee-wee, do you know if they fixed the issue for the Sega controller for the module? No, I don't know. If you want my opinion, my guess is they probably aren't going to fix it. They already had a bunch of controllers that were made. I'm guessing that it's just going to continue shipping out like that. I have used that controller. I actually use it on my Sega Master System and have no problems at all with it. But I haven't used it much on my Polymega, mainly because I've got this Saturn controller, USB controller, that I use for most of my Sega gaming. So yeah, my guess is it hasn't been fixed and it probably won't be, but don't quote me on that. As far as I know, there were about 4,000 unique licenses. Oh, PS1, okay. Even with their BIOSes, I would probably just sideload the originals. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's no problem being able to sideload those BIOSes. It's really not. I guess a lot of the reason I have not messed with sideloading BIOSes too much is because, you know, obviously I've been doing some beta testing. I've been trying to help them out to work out the kinks in their BIOSes. So that's one of the main reasons that I've kind of gotten away from doing that. But I do want to mess around with this Neo-Geo one now that I've thought of that. Last resort in a word, yes, exactly. Oh my gosh, I need to play that one a little bit more. I obviously am a little bit rusty on it. I got my butt kicked, as you saw. Sure, no games are counted multiple times as in... Oh, okay, so going back to the PlayStation thing, it's possible. King of 95 for the Saturn yet? No. King of Fighters 95 for the Saturn will not work unless they decide to release a module for the Saturn specifically, because those RAM cartridges had extra information built into them that are copyrighted. It's got graphics and different things like that Polymega would not be able to include in any of their BIOSes. So no, that game will probably never work unless they release a new module for it. Last Hope, that was it, correct. Thank you, Marox, if I even saying that name right. Does it let you rip the disc to the Polymega even if it's back up? Yes, it does. And you know what? Since I was wanting to try that BIOS situation, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to throw... see if I can... You know what? I've got them... I don't know where I have those right now. Let me see. Neo-Geo CD conversion. I'm going to look up a conversion ROM real quick here. I'm going to download a conversion. Oh, the website is down. Oh, that sucks, dude. All right, well, let me try... I've got a couple of Neo-Geo conversions on my computer already. Only problem is it's probably going to come up with an error still, but let's give this a shot. This will take me a minute. I just got to pull up my image burner. Let's see. Now, in most cases, as I was mentioning earlier, burning games, I use oftentimes CDR media, so it's rewritable. So that way, I don't even have to worry. Why is it not accepting these files? Browse for a folder. Okay, I'll do that instead then. Where's my Neo-Geo? is. Oh, that's why. All right. Oh, that makes sense. Hold on. I just realized. Let's see. Properties. Unzip. Extract here. All right, let's toss these dudes in there. Let's burn it. Erase it now. Yes. All right, so that'll take just a little bit of time there. Anyways, let me pop back over to the live stream here. So yes, it does accept backups, and yes, it's very easy to burn. As I mentioned also before, if you're gonna look for files, it's good to kind of dig around in the Internet Archive website rather than trying to pull them elsewhere. Those are the ones that I've been the most successful with. Let's see here. Does sideloading the BIOSes help with fixing most bugs? Yeah, I mean, for the most part, yeah. If you sideload actual, I've done this with what was it? I think it was the Sega Saturn, just to test it out, because there was a game that I was having some trouble with, and it was not supported by the BIOS that Polymega came up with. But when I put the Saturn BIOS in there, it was able to run the game without problems. So yes, for the most part, you shouldn't have any trouble with that. Ultraman for the Sega Saturn would not work on Polymega because of the same reason. Okay, yeah, Ultraman. There's several games that use specific ROM cartridges in order to get them working. What does burning an image mean? An image file, IMG, a CD, CCD. I can't even remember all the different file types, ISOs. But basically, it just means you're taking an image. It's a file that has a CD layout that's all built into one image, where you basically click on this file, you use some image burning software, and it makes a 1:1 copy for you. If it was ripped properly, anyways. So I hope that helps, Kenneth. Oh, dude, Pee-wee, you have COVID? I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, my wife had it back in October, so I know it's not great, but I don't know a whole lot about the Delta strand, if that's what you have, of course. But hope you get to feeling better. King of Fighters for the Saturn doesn't use a RAM cartridge per se, but a ROM cartridge. Is that... hold on, let me see here. Was it... I may not even have it. Samurai Shodown 3 is another one that used the RAM cartridge, but it could use any RAM cartridge. But yeah, it was ROM/RAM on some of these games that had the additional RAM needed to actually run the game properly. X-Men is one of those games where you could go with or without the RAM cartridge. It just looks better when you do have it. So some of the games, yeah, had extra data built into them, so that way it could pull that information quicker than trying to cache it, off of the CD. I got it Christmas, been 7 months. Oh, okay, so you don't still have COVID. You should have been cleared of COVID by now then. My wife, back in October, like I said, she got it. She still has no sense of smell or taste either. So I completely understand what you're going through. Well, obviously not firsthand, but I have to hear it from my wife all the time with what she's having to deal with when it comes to that. King of Fighters Best Collection is another game that will not work since it uses... See, and that one I'm not even familiar with, to be honest. Can Polymega not be able to implement ROM? They have implemented, well, not ROM, but again, RAM. The reason they can't implement ROM is because those ROMs specifically have copyrighted data in them that they cannot fake. This information is drawn sprites and different things like that to throw it into the game to make it move a lot quicker. So unfortunately, no, they can't. Well, All right, again, I'm not using a Saturn controller right now, but Kenneth, let me just show you this real quick here. X-Men Children, well, let me see. Let me see if I've got one that I can show you a good, I gotta see what I have under PlayStation in order to do this properly. No, not PAL. Nope, I didn't even load them on there. That's the problem. So anyways, if I go into Saturn, I go down to Children of the Atom. This game was a wonderful game. Street Fighter versus Capcom is another one that utilizes the 4 meg RAM cartridge. And of course, it is built into the Polymega, so it's of no problem being able to run it, because it uses the RAM that's built in to be able to actually make those files act as if there is a RAM cartridge plugged into the console. So anyways, if you play the PlayStation counterparts of some of these games, you'll see why the difference the RAM cartridge actually matters. You actually are able to pick up on a lot more animations than you could on the PlayStation. So the Saturn was a beast when it came to these first party, or not first party, but these third party fighting games. Let's see here. So like right here, if you take a look at the animation of Wolverine, you can kind of see how his claws are kind of flowy and bouncy. Like you can just see how many frames of animation are built into that stance. If I were to switch over to the PlayStation, it would be about half the amount of animation frames there. So the game looks a little bit more choppy when you're playing it. Silver Samurai is another great example. Man, that dude has a ton of animation frames. Yes, to say the least, those RAM cartridges were very important back in the 90s. Yeah, a Saturn module would be nice, and I know that is one of the things that they were possibly, again, thinking about doing, so you could use actual Saturn controllers as well as those RAM cartridges and whatnot. Let's see, Pee-wee. Oh, here, talking over to Kenneth, so that's good. So due to copyright data. Never had brown come out of your nose? No, neither did my wife. No, actually, she was tired, and, you know, that was about it. She felt like she had some allergy issues. Oops, I'm going the wrong way. She had some allergy issues going on, that sort of thing, but the main problem was the sense of taste and smell. My brother had his back in, I believe, August of last year. He's in the same boat, still doesn't have his sense of smell and taste back, unfortunately. Yeah, definitely. I can't really say all the fighters, but all the fighters that I have played on both consoles, yes, were quite a bit better on the Saturn than they were on the PS1. So if you do decide that you want to pick up a game, it's probably best to take a look at the Saturn over the PlayStation versions. Now there were some games that were released on PlayStation, obviously, that also were not released on Saturn. So you know, it's kind of a toss-up. Hey. No, that's, well, I don't have it on the Saturn. Never mind, I was going to show you. I can show you the difference between, oh, crud. What is the controlling on this one again? All right. Oh, nice, dude. I think that burn finished. Oh, wow, you know, and now that I'm thinking about it, that thing with the BIOS that I was hoping would work. I don't think it will, because the console still doesn't recognize the games anyways. Sometimes it will let you go ahead and try playing them. You know what? I'll give it a shot anyways. We'll see what happens. Pow! Yeah, so Real Bout Fatal Fury Special. This is one of my favorite games in the entire series. Garou is another one, obviously. I wish they would have released that one on the Neo-Geo CD so that I could play it now. But if they ever get the Dreamcast working, I've got that option available anyways. Oh, come on. This game is just so beautiful, though, man. This brings me back to when I felt that fighting games were great. You know, I liked it back in the Street Fighter II era, even, you know, playing the original Fatal Fury, but man, the original Fatal Fury just left so much to be desired.
One. Fight.
Huh. Interesting. He's actually speaking Korean there. That kind of threw me off. I guess when I played this game back in the day, not know anything about either Japanese or whatever, I practiced a traditional Korean Taekwondo. So when I can't even quite hear what he's saying, I did pick out when he said chagi, which is kick in Korean. He did an axe kick, which an axe kick, like an outer axe kick, would be anchikachagi. So I'm not quite sure exactly what he's doing there. But anyways, all that to say that I find that quite amusing. I guess I just assumed that he was speaking Japanese instead of Korean.
Next comes, wow, looks up and really angry. Fight!
I'm gonna fight you so bad.
Round one. Fight!
Oh goodness. Come on, dude. Oh, really, dude? That was pretty smooth. Oh, man. Forgot how far that thing could hit. Oh.
Round two.
Oh man, Blues Journey, sure. Man, I haven't played that one for a long time either. We can give it a shot though.
Next battle.
Yeah, I got the world record on that one about 10 years ago, so it's been a long while. We'll put it that way. Okay, hold on. Before I do that, I want to take this disc out of the drive and give this a shot, see what happens. Oh, are you kidding me? You know, I didn't actually even start the burn. Hold on a second, guys. Let me get this going. All right. So Blues Journey, for those of you who don't know, where did I put it? Oh, there it is. It's a game that kind of was the mascot answer, you know, to Mario, but for the Neo-Geo. Interesting game. Let's see. I don't even remember the. Okay, so that should be attack then. Oh, the burn just finished. Well, I guess it is a conversion, so it's not going to be a very long one. Now there is a way to kind of cheat points out of this game, which is actually illegal as far as competition goes. If I play far enough into that, I can even show that to you. It's not too far into the game. I remember one guy trying to claim that he was beating my score, and I challenged him on it because I knew exactly what it was that he was doing, but he never said anything after that. Let's get this. Can't remember where am I? This is the weapon I want. All right, never mind. And I know that there is a hidden plant here. I just can't remember exactly where it is. up in the air. I always had trouble finding that one. Okay, so this is the area where you could basically get infinite points as long as you wanted to keep going for it. The timer at the top of the screen it never runs out on this stage, so you could keep going until your heart's content at just killing these things. But obviously, I don't want to do that. And also, what's nice, let's do a state save here. Oh, first prize, I guess I didn't need to do it. So being able to upgrade yourself with the extra heart containers, I guess you can say, is kind of a crapshoot. That was one of the things that made this game extra hard. I actually wanted to keep my leaf instead, but oh well. Oh, crud, I can't remember what this is. Oh, okay, he gives me a pot of honey. That was worth it. Oh. Oh. All right. Oh, really? Your first AES game? I know it was one of the. I remember it being on one of those like Nick Arcade or something like that, and I always wanted to get a chance to actually play the game, but yeah, it's one of those things. I didn't even realize it was a Neo-Geo back then. Then again, I probably didn't know what Neo-Geo was back then either. Oh, come on. See, that's one of the things that I hate about those bombs. Come on, dude. Get in there. Alright, well, I died, so I'm going to need another one of those again. I haven't done the spikes yet, so I better get... What was it? Can't remember. There's an item that... Ooh. You know what? Give me that back. Oh crap, where'd you come from? Oh, that was a bad choice for this stage. Come on. Ah, whatever. Sorry, just reading some of the comments here. Yeah, I mean, you know, as far as, you know, sharing something like that, Kenneth, I mean, that's obviously completely up to you, but no matter what, it's your list, you know? You may have people who are going to disagree with it, but at the same time, it's your list. It's the games that you're going to want to play. So, I mean, there's no shame in that. NAM 1975. Oh man, yeah, and there were so many of those NAM games that were where was that? Was it somewhere over in Asia? I don't remember where, but they took a black magic marker and covered over the cleavage of the woman on the cover because they couldn't sell it because it was considered lewd. And so many of the Neo-Geo copies of that game, man, I took a path that I never take. This is weird. I rarely ever played this stage, or the previous one for that matter. But anyways, yeah, they saw it as being lewd, so they destroyed a bunch of Neo-Geo games because of it. But I was willing to buy that copy of the game just so that I could have it because it was cheaper. I never did end up buying NAM 1975 on the AES, though. Yeah, that is so weird. I guess, you know, censorship hits... Oh, man, I didn't quite make that. I can't even say it. Censorship really kind of... messed up a lot of stuff in video games. People thinking that their kids were going to be hurt by it or whatever the case may be. But, you know, back in the day, back with Mortal Kombat, I missed. No, I didn't. People were worried about kids seeing that stuff. Oh, it's going to turn them into people who are criminals and they're going to kill people. I don't know what they thought. But, you know, I have yet to kill anyone, to maim anyone, to rip anybody's hearts out, whatever you might even say, because of, you know, playing video games. Or the Doom games, you know, when the whole Columbine shooting happened, they tried blaming that on Doom. I seriously doubt it even had anything to do with Doom, but they just needed a scapegoat instead of putting that blame on the parents or putting that blame on the kids. It's annoying. Ah. Yay. No, jump too soon. Oh man, come on, seriously? All right, so anyways, that's that. I I ended up going the wrong path that I was used to going when I went for the world record. Should have taken a right instead of a left to put me in a different track as far as doing some different stages. I think it was supposed to be right and then left, not left and right. But anyways, that's Blues Journey. It's a fun game. I enjoy it. Yeah, it's definitely not worth the Mega Zone, by the way. It's definitely not worth purchasing a Neo-Geo CD to get some of those games, because honestly, the Neo-Geo CD it's a mess. The horrible load times, it's not even worth it. And actually owning the Polymega, I may have said this to some of you before, is kind of what pushed me over the edge to go ahead and just sell my Neo-Geo. I hadn't played it for years, mainly because it does not look good on modern TVs, even though mine was modded and was able to output. I think it actually only output to a maximum of 480i though, so it doesn't even work on most modern TVs. I did used to have an old tube HD TV, and it looked amazing on that. But of course, outside of that, it was not worth it. Oh, that's right, my burn finished here. Let me grab that. Oh, Contra Probotector, yes, I remember that one. What was the other name? Or wasn't there another name for Contra because they were worried about the Iran-Contra conflict? I don't really remember, to be honest. All right, I'm gonna see what happens. Ejecting unsupported disk. Okay, so that one wasn't even burned properly. It's an old file that I found. I thought I'd give it a shot, but obviously it didn't work. So that's beside the point. Well, that kind of sucks. But hold on, let me grab. Hold on. I have one Neo-Geo CD game that was essentially a homebrew game. Now I know this one is not going to be able to be installed, but I want to see if it'll let me at least play it, or if it'll tell me that it has no idea what I'm trying to do. Okay, so you see how the picture kind of turned green? It does say Neo-Geo CD U down in the corner there, game media, so it knows that it is a Neo-Geo CD game, but it won't let me install it. It will let me eject it by pressing the A button on this current controller that I'm using, again, the Neo-Geo X controller, or I can hit B and it'll go ahead and boot up the game. Grisor, that's it, exactly. Remember, I bought this game. I saw it on eBay really cheap, so I went ahead and purchased it. There wasn't, very many homebrew games on the Neo-Geo CD, and ones that were not very expensive, so I decided to buy it. But as you'll quickly see, it's not a very good game. I guess it's mainly kind of like a Puyo or Puyo Pop, whatever you want to call it. The backgrounds are kind of weird. It could have used a little bit more than just these characters bouncing up and down, I think. Oops. Dropped that in the wrong spot. So eventually, some of these kind of games, these homebrew games, may actually end up working on the Polymega. What their plan is basically they want to have the companies that own the rights to these games, they want them to have their game put in their store. If they support the game to be put in their store, then they'll go ahead and allow it to be put into their database. So if you already own a physical copy of the game, it will go ahead and still work. Dang, that sucks. So I hope that, you know, they're able to get some of that kind of stuff going. I'd like to see Saru's FX unit Yuki. I'd love to see that one get onto the store, whatever they're going to call their store. I don't even know. But it would be nice to see. I fully support Saru and all of the stuff that he does with his adventures in creating video games. I can't wait actually to see another Yuki game, or I think he was going to be making another one based off that Oni character. Again, I could be wrong. I'm no expert. So anyways, that's enough of this game. It is so boring. I'm gonna eject that one. All right, so let me get caught up here again. Oh, burning the disc at the lower speed. I actually always burn it at the lowest speed that my CD writer can write at. I think it's a 2x is the slowest that mine can go, if I'm not mistaken. But in this case, what I was trying to do is burn a non-official game, so it's already, the image already has issues. And they're even hit or miss on the actual Neo-Geo CD unit. So I think it's a matter of the file. It's an old file. I don't remember where I had found it. I thought I'd give it a shot, but it did not work. What I need to maybe do is go back to my archive. I've got an archive of burned Neo-Geo CD games that I burned, oh my gosh, 20 years ago. Thinking that I could use them, but a lot of those don't even work on my Polymega, mainly because they were not 1:1 copies. Again, this goes back to those days when the games were ripped badly. People didn't really know what they were doing, but they ripped them anyways, and did not do a very good job. Samurai Shodown RPG does work with the Polymega. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. Actually, I deleted it just the other day. I installed it, but then I deleted it because it did not work. Okay, so I guess you must have already heard that that one was having some issues. I didn't even know that. I thought I just had a bad copy of it or something, but that makes sense now. So no, it does not work, unfortunately, because I was looking forward to trying that one out. Let's see here. And if I miss anything, I am reading through the comments, but I'm trying to read through them pretty quick here. So if I miss anything that you had a question directed right at me, I apologize. Just go ahead and repost it, and I'll see, hopefully catch it the next time. Let's see, Sorrow's working on another game. Oh, did he? Okay, see, just yesterday I found out, I've been wondering what had happened to him. Because you know, I had not seen him streaming like in a long time. It's been like months, and then I finally, you know, started watching some of his older streams and realized that he switched platforms. He's really not doing much on YouTube anymore. So yeah, I'm gonna have to take a look at that, see if I can find out more about that game then. Yeah, well, pretty much, like I just said, Kenneth. I guess I didn't see your question there either, but yeah, he's switched over to Twitch. He doesn't really do anything on YouTube anymore. I'm not a huge fan of Twitch. I do like it, but I don't use it very often. So it's, you know, I didn't even know that he had switched over to it. Oh, yeah, exactly. So he's on Twitch. Supposedly Twitch is better. YouTube has been getting really flaky. For people that make money off of it, I guess it's been an issue for them. I don't make any money off of YouTube, obviously, so I don't even really care. Yeah, they've been changing a lot of the requirements, and then a lot of the issues that people have. I don't know all the ins and outs of the problems that people have with YouTube. You know, I'm not a huge fan of YouTube, mainly because they're the politics of the people who own it. That's about that. But yeah, Twitch is not something that's just as easily accessible as YouTube is. So, you know, that's my main reason for kind of staying away from it. Let me see here. And if you guys, again, if there is something that you want me to throw up, just let me know. I'll go ahead and toss it up on here for Neo-Geo. One thing, let me go ahead. I'm going to go to World Heroes Perfect. I haven't played that one for a while either. Last time I think I played it a little bit on my Polymega, but last time that I really played it was on the Neo-Geo X. What's my favorite berry? Let's say avocado. Oh wait, banana. It's funny. Actually, I was looking that up fairly recently. I was like, what is a banana really? I mean, I know it's a fruit, but what is it? It is considered a botanical berry. So if you didn't know that, there you go. Avocado, also considered a berry. So there's some interesting berries for you. This was probably by far one of the... come on. One of the best World Heroes game. I think I like World Heroes 1. World Heroes 2 was okay. But then World Heroes Perfect really kind of... Oh, dude. Really kind of... it's such a beautiful game. I really wish they would have kept the death matches the way they did back in the first game. When they changed it up in the second game with the death matches, I didn't like it. Oh, come on, dude.
You win.
Now, speaking of the Neo-Geo X, I guess one of the things that... What kind of good came out of that are these joysticks that I'm using right now. I'm not sure where my other one is at the moment. I'm kind of sad about that because I was gonna hack both of them, but now I can't find it. I've got it stored somewhere. You know what? It's probably underneath my bed.
Round 2, fight! You win!
Yeah, Mega Zone for sure. I mean, as far as, you know, getting subscribers, it's definitely not the easiest thing. I mean, you know, YouTube kind of chooses when to highlight somebody or to give somebody more recognition. Unfortunately, that's just the way their platform works. So yeah, I mean, I'm actually surprised that I have the 500 some odd people that I do have. My daughter's YouTube account actually is even more than mine, and most of her stuff that she does is just artwork. Oh crap! She always kind of throws it in my face that she has more users, and for a little while there we were having kind of a competition against each other, but then she surpassed me by like 100 people. It was kind of funny. Oh, come on, no. Ah! Yeah, and actually, Marox, the Neo-Geo X, it's funny because right now that's exactly where my Neo-Geo X is sitting at. Actually, the same thing with my my Genesis Mini. I've got my Genesis Mini sitting right here. I purchased the 32X and or Mega CD add-on for it, so it's kind of sitting here on my shelf right above my Neo-Geo games right now. My Neo-Geo X is actually in my bedroom sitting on a shelf right now. So yeah, there's nothing great about that console, but who knows, maybe someday I'll convert the shell into a Raspberry Pi shell. Bluetooth, no, I have not tried any of the Bluetooth at all. It's not something that I'm really willing to pay for. Most of the time when I'm playing my Polymega, I'm close enough to it that I really don't need wireless. Plus, I don't want to include any additional lag that Bluetooth is going to add. I guess the only Bluetooth controllers that I did try were the Polymega brand ones. I'm not a fan of those controllers. I haven't used those controllers for basically about a year. My son, actually, Marox, my son and I, we actually play Polymega quite often. He's a talker. I mean, he will talk your ear off. So if I brought him in here, and there have been, I think one other time that I've had him in here when I was doing a stream where he'll talk and talk and talk. Sometimes he pretends he'll go out into the living room and play video games. He'll play some Mario Kart 8 and pretend that he's streaming. He's only 5 years old. But he does a lot of YouTube. He watches a lot of YouTubers and watches a lot of video games, and it's interesting because I'll be playing an old game here on the Polymega, and he'll be telling me what I have to do. I guess he looks this stuff online. He doesn't really play a whole lot of video games except for like Mario Kart, stuff like that. But when it comes to these older games, if I'm playing like Mario 2, for instance, he'll be like, okay, now you got to go do that, and that kind of thing. And he'll know what I need to do, and I'm just kind of shocked. I'm like, how do you even know this stuff? It's insane. But he picks it up from watching YouTube. Let's see here. Yeah, and you know, that's one of the things that I also hate, Megazone, about YouTube, is the personalities that I come across. I don't know if any of you know who, what is her name, Afmau? My daughter used to love Afmau, watching her show, and as Afmau progressed, they started doing a lot of screaming, and it's just this high-pitched squeal kind of sound. It bothered me so much. I'm like, I cannot stand to listen to that. You need to shut that off. Or people that just have way too much energy. It annoys me to death. So yeah, you know, it's one of those things. Yeah, you do have to have the right kind of personality. You know, there's some YouTubers that have tons of energy that I enjoy watching, but they don't have so much energy that it becomes annoying. You know what I mean? So I haven't played this game in years either, so we're gonna toss this one up. Oh yeah, that's right. See, I was getting the Bluetooth and the 2.4 gigahertz mixed up in my mind. But yeah, Bluetooth definitely would introduce even more lag than the 2.4. The 2.4 wasn't bad. It was about 2.5 frames per second, if I remember correctly. Oh dang! This is harder than I remember it. Yeah, and that's, you know, that's one of the things, you know, by the time the Polymega comes out, you know, I'll probably have to switch over and start doing some of my other stuff like I used to do. I don't know how many people would be interested in Polymega streams anymore after the Polymega comes out, so they'll be like, hey man, I can go and actually play this myself now. So it's one of those things, but who knows, maybe I'll just get off of it. I was actually thinking of starting a new stream to kind of fall back on afterwards. Anyways, I've been learning how to ride motorcycle, and I thought that would be kind of an interesting video, but I'm sure there's probably people out there that are already doing that. But I recently got myself a motorcycle a couple of weeks ago. It's one of those things that I haven't told too many people about it yet. I don't want my mom to find out about it. She's such a worrywart when it comes to those kind of things. Even when I bought a scooter, you know, back in my younger days, she was worried about me having that, thinking that I was going to get run over. And hey, to be honest, I mean, if people, they do not pay attention. When you're out there on the roads, you know, you see people all the time, you know, playing with their phone while they're driving down the street. And, you know, when I'm on my bike, I have to have a hyper sense of awareness, mainly because people aren't watching what they're doing. Oh, let's go to one of the worst Neo-Geo games. Man, this game is so ugly. Yeah, some software and feature announcements that would be nice. You know, when I talked to them the other day, and I was wondering why they decided to release the more recent news the way they did. And you know, they were afraid that if they just kind of jump on there and start making all sorts of announcements, that it's going to become a problem. People are going to ask them too many questions, and you know, this kind of thing, which I understand. You know, people will do that. You know, once they finally, you know, break silence and start saying something, people are going to bombard them with questions, and they're just not wanting to answer a bunch of questions. And I guess that's probably why they did it as a story rather than like a regular announcement or even on Facebook, because they didn't want to sit there for days on end, you know, answering people's questions. I understand that they are a small company, but at the same time, you know, getting that information out, the better way to do that is on your own website. It's on Facebook, not on what is that called? Not even Twitter. Twitter would have been better than what they use, but whatever that Snapchat, you know, I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense to me. But you know, the word kind of still got out slowly. I didn't hear about it until 4 days after they made the announcement. But yeah, that was crazy. 3 modules per year, dude. That would be awesome if they could actually do that. All right, I don't know if how many of you guys have actually seen this game. I don't know how long I'm going to play it. Probably not long at all. But as you can see by these beautiful 3D models, that this game is kind of junk. Twitter's never better. Well, you know, that's probably true too. I hate Twitter as well. Then again, I'm not a huge fan of a lot of these social media platforms. I guess there is a place that, you know, for it. I don't even know any moves. Why is that girl just floating around? Why don't she fight? there's something. Oh, this is so ugly. Look at these backgrounds. It almost looks like something that they would have made back in the Super Nintendo days. Obviously, it's a higher resolution, but when Nintendo, or not Nintendo themselves, but when companies were jumping on to try to make these cool-looking 3D model graphics and, you know, trying to kind of copy off the Donkey Kong Country, or how many of you remember that game called Balls? That game was horrendous. But even these backgrounds, they don't inspire anything. I mean, I'm looking at it, and okay, yeah, it's like a Japanese hut. There's some kind of celebration going on here. I mean, look at those lights in the background. They're just these bright yellow and bright red lights. There's no gradient to it. It looks so flat and boring. Yeah, it's bad. Yeah, you know, I dropped Facebook at the beginning of this year. I stayed away for about 3 months and I went back to it. I don't go back to it as much as I was. I used to be horribly hooked on Facebook, and you know, oh, that was pretty cool. It used to be really kind of hooked on it. But I don't care. I don't care for Facebook. I don't really post on Facebook anymore, even just because of the drama that comes along with it. It's annoying. I don't have time for drama in my life anymore. You have a PS5? Yeah, I mean, I haven't even gotten the urge to even want to buy a PS5. Actually, back in the PS4 era, I said to myself, no, you know what? I'm going to sit this one out. I am not going to buy a PS4. I'm not going to get an Xbox One. I ended up getting them both. I ended up really kind of being disappointed in them both. I do play the PS4 more than I play the Xbox. As a matter of fact, I put the Xbox up in my daughter's room so that she could play some Final Fantasy 15. But mainly the only thing I do on the PS5 is for, what's that called, virtual reality games. And there's really only one VR game that I even play anymore, and that's Beat Saber. I don't have interest in the current gen. Aside from my Switch, there's really nothing that I want to play. So yeah, a lot of my gaming is right here where I'm sitting right now, either on my Sega Master System, which again, I would like to have that on my Polymega, or sitting here on my Polymega playing games. Yeah, Facebook, again, that's a place that I've been trying to sell a lot of my Neo-Geo stuff on because of it, but nobody's really biting there either. I sold one of my games on there for like $600, and I sold my console on there, but now I've got, you know, these 28 other games that I have to sell. I don't want to go to Facebook, or not Facebook, I don't want to go to, what's that called, eBay with it. eBay, they take such a large chunk. I sold 2 Pokemon games on eBay a couple of weeks ago, and they kept $100 of my profit. I could not believe it. I mean, granted, you know, both of those games together sold for about $500. Of course, that guy or girl, whatever that thing is, would get me on the last second there. Balls 3D Director's Cut on the 3DO. I didn't even know there was a Director's Cut or a version on the 3DO. Okay, I am totally going to have to check that out now, to be honest. So you are enjoying your X, though? I mean, that's good. I mean, I would hate for someone to spend all that money and be completely disappointed, just as I was disappointed in it when I got the PS4. I mean, there was a couple of games that, you know, it was okay to play, that kind of thing, but I wasn't too enthralled with either of those consoles back in the day. I haven't really bought very many games for it either. I mean, I bought more games on the Switch probably within the first couple of weeks or months, depending, than I did in the whole lifespan of both the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Yeah, and see, Pee-wee, that's kind of the thing, the forcing to be online and this whole idea of non-physical media that we are headed down. I feel probably in the next generation that we're going to be there where there will no longer be physical media, and I absolutely hate that because when I have a game, I want to keep it. I want to keep it. It's my game. I want to have the right to sell it if I don't like it. They're going to have to do something where maybe if you buy the game and you decide, okay, this game is total crap, or, whatever, that they, I guess, with air quotes here, they buy the game back from you, basically revoking your rights to the game, but giving you some money back on it as if you were selling it to GameStop or something like that, which, I don't really sell stuff to GameStop anyways, because obviously that's a huge, waste. But anyways, yeah, I much prefer the whole physical media thing. The Wii U more than the PS4 and Xbox One. Yeah, probably I did too. Again, Wii U is one of those things I haven't touched for years. It's just sitting in my closet right now. I don't know if I've ever played this one. I gotta check this out. I've got this game. Well, not this one, obviously, but one in the series. I think it's on the PCFX. If it's the same game, anyways, looks like it. Oh, wait a minute. No, I have played this one. This is not what I was thinking of. But I have a game like this on the PCFX as well. It's not a fighting game. It's more of a side-scroller, kind of beat-em-up kind of thing. Hey, don't take that. That's mine. Oh, wow, dude. This is going to suck. Okay, that's a kick. That's a kick. That was pretty sweet. Oh, I lost my sword doing that. Ooh. Give me that. Oh, I thought it was going to be food, like Samurai Shodown. Yeah, this game's gonna take a bit of getting used to, I think. Dude, it is flipping hot in here. What's happening with the Polymega? Well, yeah, I guess I'll go ahead and drop it again for you real quick. Polymega sent out a notification a few days ago saying that their consoles, now they didn't specify if they were en route now, actually on a ship to them, or if those Polymega consoles are in their warehouse. They didn't specify, but basically they said they have Polymega. And they are going to be getting ready to ship those out. They didn't say how many they have, how many they're going to be shipping out, anything like that. They quickly updated shortly after that with a countdown timer of 9 days. So gosh, I don't want to begin speculating because I don't remember when I saw that. Basically, they're going to be doing another announcement at some point next week with the date when they're actually going to be shipping. So I think what's going on, don't quote me on this, but I think what's going on is that they have the Polymegas in hand and they are getting packages ready to ship to people, putting, their controllers in, putting their modules in, their base units and all that stuff, getting that package and ready to go. So when that countdown timer releases, they'll be able to tell us exactly when they're going to start shipping these, and that way they can send a whole bunch of them out all at the same time rather than them kind of trickling out really slowly bit by bit. So the good news is that they are ready to start shipping some of these things out. It'll be interesting to find out how many or how widespread this is going to be, but we'll see. I just hope they are able to kind of hit that time frame that they were looking for. That they're trying to make sure that they get it shipped before the end of summer, like they had said, which I'm sure they will. It's been a long journey, but they're up on it. They're doing it, so I'm glad. I cancel my pre-order, but will probably order when if it's out. Oh, sure, sure, I understand that. I mean, it's going to be a long journey for you here, though, mainly because with the new orders, they're going to have to wait for more shipments to come in. We have no idea at this point even how many consoles they have in hand. Hopefully, that's one of the things they tell us about. We're also hoping for updates as far as maybe new module that's been in play. I know that they have been working on Dreamcast compatibility. They've been working on Master System compatibility. So those are some of the things that maybe might even be a possibility. So that'd be pretty awesome. Wonder how many orders there are. There's been speculation as far as how many orders there are. Kind of hovering around the 8,000 range. But it's hard to say because I don't think they've officially actually said how many orders there were. It's an announcement for an announcement, exactly. So August 2nd. Okay, so August 2nd is the day that they're going to be dropping that. And I'm hoping, September, because that's not fall yet, so that could be within the range of reality as far as a ship date goes, but who knows? The Eagle has landed, yeah, right? It is. I'm sure, Kel, and I'm probably pronouncing your name completely wrong. Kel. I'll stop trying to even try to say it. But yeah, I'm sure it probably is coming. Let's see. $20,000. That's right. That is. I do remember hearing something about that. So, that's a pretty good fan base. You'd think. It's hard to say, with all the cancellations that they've had as well, as far as what's gonna transpire here. Oh, what else? I think I've got one more in me before we call it quits. Let's see. Cyberlip. That one's a classic for sure. That's one of the early Neo-Geo games. Like Shell? Okay. See, I knew it was something like that. As far as my Swedish goes, I know very little. My mom is Swedish. When I was younger, she used to teach me just a little bit of the Swedish language. She wasn't pushing it or anything like that. As a matter of fact, her family, when they moved to the U.S., my mom was born in the U.S., but they actually wanted the family to speak in English rather than Swedish. But every once in a while, they would teach me some Swedish. As a matter of fact, my son, his name is Anderson, so I know you probably recognize that. But my name being Andrew, I thought it was fitting. Let me see here. Should have been out in 2010. There are so many alternatives, but it's still a very cool thing. Has it been that long? 2010? Has it? No. It was like 2015, wasn't it? When they first set it up. I can't really tell. Play Duck Hunt on flat screen, dude. Yeah. Get some Duck Hunt going, some Bayou Billy or Wild Gunman. Yeah. My dad has some Swedish in him as well. My dad's Norwegian, Swedish, English. He's got quite a bit in him. So, I mean, the majority of my heritage is Swedish, and we still have good connection with a lot of the family that still lives over in Sweden as well. Let's see, just say they're working on Dreamcast support. Yeah, they had mentioned that it's not out of the realm of a possibility, and that they have been looking at it. And honestly, they could get Dreamcast working on here without a problem. The main problem being that those GD-ROMs will not be able to be read by a standard CD player without a firmware hack. Now, if they have the proper drive in here, they might be able to do a firmware hack that will allow them to read those GD-ROMs. Otherwise, you're basically going to have to burn them to CDs and then read them, which kind of defeats the purpose of the Polymega. So I can't see them doing that unless they release a module that has a CD or a DVD drive in it that has already been hacked with a hacked firmware that will allow the GD-ROMs to be read, and that would be kind of cool as well. Wii U has Duck Hunt. Yeah, dude, I played that a lot. My daughter and I would sit there. I can't even remember the name of that game, but that game that had all those kind of fair games built into it, or whatever they were called. But we played that one a lot. Oh, the idea, the concept. Okay, that makes sense. 2016. Okay, I know it's been a while. It's been a long while for sure. Let's see. What do I want to do here? Savage Rain. You know what? Let's get some Samurai Shodown. Let's see what I can do. What kind of damage can go on here? Haomaru. Oh man, I used to love Earthquake just because of how big he is. Oh. Oh, come on, dude. I have to adjust the way I'm sitting to play this game. This one's not one that I'm used to playing with a controller sitting on my lap. This one still standing there at the arcade cabinet. Genan was another character that I really loved playing as. See if I can get the guy to... Oh, well, I'm playing the US version, so the blood's not in it. Can I still slice him in half? I wonder. Oh, come on, dude. Don't? Okay, I thought he was going to throw me. Oh! No! You just gave me pink eye! Oh, right, like you're gonna kick me when I've got a sword slashing down on your head. Oh, man, I was just about to do a special... Oh, well, I guess that worked. Oh, so you talking about like a SSD drive, Kenneth? Everything has been going up like crazy as far as the prices go. So it's oh, I know my brother bought his SSD thinking that he was going to get his system a while ago when they had first, you know, kind of come out and said, hey, it's going to happen, kind of deal. So he went ahead and bought his SSD. I'm kind of glad he did, though, considering, like you said, like the prices have gone up. Oh, you know what? I can't remember how to do it. Maybe that... I'm thinking of Samurai Shodown 2, possibly. Oh, you jerk. Shell, yeah, man, you definitely got it right there. It is a hard thing to have to try to deal with. Nobody likes to have, you know, someone doing that kind of business. Oh crap, missed him. Ah, I was wanting to get a perfect on him. I should have just slashed him when I had the chance. Whoa! I didn't know you could do that. I sliced his fan in half. I don't know if you saw that. That was crazy. Oh, dude, seriously? Marox, hold on, man. Let me pause this. Give me 1 second. You know what? We can go ahead and give that a shot. I didn't even try that. Give me a minute. Man, it is hot in here. I know I've already said that, but I am roasting. Okay, Samurai Shodown RPG, French and Japanese, extract. Oh, I already have it? Where? Where do I have it? Oh, duh, it's right there. All right, let me just pull up image burn real quick here. We're gonna write some files to disk. Go to my desktop. Let's pull it up here. Where do I have that hiding? Right here. All right. This will take a few moments to burn, but we're going to go ahead and do that. Ah, dang it. I didn't mean to open up GIMP. Dang it, that's going to pop up now. Anyways, we'll give that a shot, you know, while I've got you guys on here before I call it quits for the day. So that would be kind of cool. When will this system be available to the public? Soon, hopefully. We don't actually have an official date as of yet that we've heard about, but they just a few days hinted at that they have consoles on hand and that it's going to start getting out to people. So it's an interesting, you know what? Do I still have? I might even still have the image. Nope, I deleted it. I was going to throw that up on the screen for you. But yeah, anyways, it should be coming soon, within the next couple of months, it sounds like. Dude, I dropped almost $1,000 on this thing. I don't remember exactly how much it was. Like, I guess it was probably $700-800 with all the extra controllers and all the modules and stuff. I couldn't resist. But Shell, I mean, it's because it's such an awesome idea. It's an awesome console. I've you know, as you guys know, I really have enjoyed this system. Oh really? Oh, whatever, dude. Oh. Oh, come on. And then I missed with the second slice. Oh, man, I'm dead. Oh! Did he split him? No. I think as I have it on the US version, he doesn't even get a chance to split. Oh, true. You know, I didn't think about the SSD as an additional cost either. Although I think for my SSD, I went probably with a smaller one than you did, because I think mine was around $150. Although now that I've installed all these Neo-Geo games, I'm rethinking that, which kind of sucks. Yeah, you know, when things start to come around there for you, Shell, it'll be, you know, one of those things that you'll have to kind of weigh and find out if it's something you still want to do or not. But it is awesome. Oh, here, take it. Come on. Oh, he actually tried to do it. Oh, yeah. No, no, no. Dang. Man, I used to be so good at this game, too. Yeah. Oh, and Shell, you weren't in here, but I strongly suggest just getting some CDRWs. If your burner can support the RW, do it. I mean, you can save yourself a lot of money that way. Oh, all right. I'm gonna go ahead and back out of this. I just got the notification that the CD burn is finished. Let's pop that sucker out. Get my memory or my thumb drive in there so that way I can use the hacked BIOS. I don't have the original BIOS. That might be something that I'll have to look into. But this is like, oh, what do you call that thing? The Uni BIOS kind of thing. But for the Neo-Geo CD. So I'm not going to reinstall. Well, you know what? I'll reinstall the game. I can install it at the same time of playing it anyways. Alright, so add to collection. I'm going to add it into my internal drive, so there it goes at 3%. And I don't know if you know this, but as soon as you put a game into the console, it starts ripping that game whether you want it to or not. Basically, just in case you do want to do it. And this is really a nice feature. It sounds odd, but you put the disc in, it starts to read that disc. It starts to pull the data off that disc. And then it'll basically kind of linger around 90% and stop doing it until you go in and say, yeah, go ahead and install the game. And then it'll go from 90 to 100%, you know, installing the rest of it. So it really is kind of neat the way they have that. But let's go ahead. We're going to pop this game in, start a new game, and cross our fingers here. That's good. That's good. I like to hear that. You know, and I like to, you know, share the love of the Polymega. Anyways, I think it's great that people are still interested. Oh, wait a minute. What? Okay, that's different. Well, look at this. Hold on. Oh, okay. If you haven't noticed, this is the French version. I guess I would have had an option somewhere there. It didn't quite let me choose what language I wanted to use, but let's go into a new game. Oh, wait. Well, I don't believe I got this far before. Maybe I did, and maybe it sat on a black screen there during loading. Look at that. Oh my gosh, thank you. Was that Kenneth that asked me about that? Whoever that was, thank you. Oh man, see, and I was planning on playing some Phantasy Star 4, but I may have to jump into this. I remember trying to play this years ago on my PC, trying to make my way through it in Japanese. Of course, French, that's not going to help me too much either. But at least I can still follow a walkthrough and get through the game and just kind of see it a little bit more than I did before. Oh, wow, I'm excited. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Will the Polymega last longer than the PS1 Mini Classic? Oh, gosh. Yes. Man, that PS1 Mini Classic was a hot mess. I bought one of them when they dropped the price down to like $25 or whatever it was. I didn't want to pay $100 for it. As a matter of fact, I did originally. I bought it at $100. I didn't open it. I brought it back to the store the next day and just returned and got my money back. I didn't like all the things that I was hearing about it, all the bad stuff. And then when the price went back down, I purchased it and went ahead and played it. I've played the thing maybe once or twice. The only thing, again, that it's good for, very much like the Neo-Geo X, is to sit on a shelf and to look at. Other than that, it's pretty much useless. Marox, okay, that was you. Yes. So sideload a BIOS, and you can get into the game just fine. You know what? I'm gonna do this a little bit here. Yeah, now there is an English translation for it. I found it the other day and downloaded it. It's not a completed translation, though. I believe Act 1 is the only thing that was completed, and there was even some things that needed to be fixed on that. But the guy that originally did it, he wasn't even going to release it. I think he kind of got burned out on it. He kind of got upset at the Neo-Geo community at neogeo.com. For any of you who have ever been over there, there oftentimes quite a few jerks that kind of hang out there. I gave up on them because of the drama way long ago. I'm currently at Neo-Geo forever when it comes to those sorts of needs. But there was an English translation for it. There's even a YouTube video that you can find. Where am I going here? Can I go down? Yeah, I can. Where he plays through it, the guy that did the translation. So it's pretty cool that they did some of that stuff. All right, here we go. Hajime. And I like that not all of the characters, like this henchman here, he's not a character from Samurai Shodown, but still has that Samurai Shodown vibe to him, where you're not constantly killing like the main characters, you know what I mean? I like that. And I like the fight system that they have. Obviously, oh, look at my hit points. I don't know the fight system as far as how it works or anything like that really as of yet. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, I might want to try getting a different BIOS. I definitely don't want to listen to music like that. Woo! That's bad. Oh, check out this fat dude. That's awesome. I thought it was going to be Earthquake when I first saw him when he was just on the screen for a second. That is just an awesome design. And then this other guy that looks like the dude from Samurai Shodown 3. I can't even remember what the guy's name was, but that's awesome. I like those designs. No, you cannot region change. Now, that's the funny thing. Here, let me show you, since that's making crazy noise anyways. As far as region change goes, check this out. If I go to Neo-Geo CD, and I still have that special BIOS that's in there. Let me just go to Fatal Fury. We're going to boot this one up. Normally, when I have, you know, a BIOS in, it's going to pull up the booting BIOS like it normally would for the Neo-Geo CD. But this is, again, the Uni BIOS for the Neo-Geo CD that I currently have. So the next screen, it's going to give me some options. After it loads it. It's going to give me some options. So I do have, we're going to go ahead and leave it on Neo-Geo CD because sometimes switching over to MVS mode does have some adverse effects on the Neo-Geo CD. So we're on USA, and this is a US game. So I'm going to go to Japan just to see what happens here. Because I actually haven't tried this yet. Well, there you go. I mean, you can already see that the graphics have been switched. So in essence, yeah, you still can jump around, which is good. Should have done a game that, you know what, I'm going to try that. What game was that? Was it King of Fighters 94, I believe? Where am I at here? King of Fighters 94 had... Let me just get in. Well, I'll go ahead and do it. Had some censorship concerning Mai and her chest. So since I'm in the US settings right now on the Polymega, again, I'm going to go in and I'm going to change those to Japanese using the Uni BIOS here. You know what? Did Europe? I think Europe also did not. I think they did not have the censorship. Okay, no. Well, hold on. Sometimes it was that way, but then the animation in-game would have been different. If I remember correctly, I might be wrong. Pow Pow Cafe. I made a poster of that. I saw a slight bounce there. They forgot to take that frame of animation out. Let me see. We're going to go back in. I should have just hit reset instead. And switch it to Japan. I don't have Police Knots. Maybe that's one that I'll have to download and we can give that a shot next week. So from what I understand, it does work though. I've never tried it myself or seen it, so I couldn't say for sure. Okay, yeah. So it is possible using the UniBIOS side-loaded like that, that you can take away the censorship. So the same thing is going to happen with like the Metal Slug games. You're going to have sweat instead of blood. So, you know, I may have to re-rip those games so that I have them all in one spot rather than having it broken down the way I did have it. Okay, so Shell, you have seen the Police Knots patch working. I'm assuming it's something that Saru probably tried in the past somewhere. Man, some of those patches that people do when they do the full voiceover and everything, I think that's very ambitious, very cool. You know, I definitely wish them well when they do stuff like that, because it's not something that I would ever be able to do. As a matter of fact, I did give thought to making an HD version of Punch-Out, so I started messing around with that the past week, and I can't figure it out. It's not very easy to do. When I watched some YouTube videos on it, it seemed like it was easy, but it turned out that it wasn't very easy. The same thing goes for Phantasy Star. I don't know if many of you guys know this, but back in the day, there was an emulator that allowed you to do very much like the HD NES games. There was an emulator for the Sega Master System that allowed you to do the same thing. And I was thinking it would be awesome if I could go ahead and actually do some of that stuff. Because I've drawn a lot of sprites, or should say redrawn a lot of sprites for Phantasy Star with, you know, my own style of artwork, basically. And I thought that would be kind of cool to go through and do that. But obviously, when I started looking into that, I couldn't even find any like FAQs or anything on it, any walkthroughs, nothing as far as how to do it. So I said, nah, forget it. It was something that was released back in 2009, and I kind of gave up on it because I just couldn't find the information on it. Who knows, maybe someday. So there is a video of Police Knots being patched. That's good. That's good. I mean, as far as patching stuff goes, and since I'm at the end of the video, I'm going to go ahead and kind of do some of this real quick here. Let's go to Super NES. You know, whether or not they tried to fix some of that stuff as far as how the patches were supposed to work. Is it Mario Land? Let me back up. Let me go. I think it was Zelda. Or Killer Instinct. Dang it, I don't remember. Sometimes it works with some games and it doesn't work with others. Let's try this. Okay, so yeah, this one works. This was a hack that someone made, Super Mario Land, but for the Super Nintendo, basically. Ooh, okay. It wasn't this game. Let's switch over to Zelda here. Doesn't seem like it's booting. With the Super Nintendo games, it's usually hit or miss. Star Fox, usually a lot of things work on the Star Fox ROM. But is this one? That is the million-dollar question. It is not. Well, let's give it a shot. Let's go to ActRaiser. Used to do a lot of them from ActRaiser. I didn't think this one worked on ActRaiser, and it definitely doesn't. I can't remember. Oh, you know what? I bet it was F-Zero. I just keep switching from game to game. Okay, so yeah, I think this is the one. Okay, yep. So obviously the graphics look as they should. It was kind of a neat, you know, little game that someone made. I always wanted to do a Super Mario Land game in the graphic style of like Super Nintendo. But this one, they went more of a new Super Mario Brothers style with it. And yes, it does have the ball instead of the fireballs. This game isn't perfect, but it is pretty good. Panzer Dragoon Saga. Do I think that someone might have a translation patch for that? Panzer Dragoon Saga. I believe this game actually was it released in the US in English? Or was it a patch? You know, I don't even remember. I thought it was released in the US. But needless to say, the answer is yes. There is an English version available. I haven't done a whole lot of playing on this game yet. It is one that I really want to. But once I realized that I could actually get this one working, there was just so much to do with the Polymega that it kind of was one of those games that got thrown to the back burner. You know, Shell, that's funny that you actually mentioned that, because that's my brother and I. We had already kind of come up with that idea just for ourselves, of course, so that way we would just take a vacation and, you know, rip each other's stuff. So he's actually come to visit me multiple times, and he just brought all the games that I told him to. He brought his games with, and I just went ahead and ripped them. But when he comes over to my house, I'm going to have to actually have him just kind of sit here and rip whatever he wants, and it's going to take him a while. I mean, I don't have like a million games or anything like that. I think my entire game collection at this point probably sits around 700 games or so. That's across all the different consoles that I own. But yeah, that's really what you got to do. Yeah, so anyways, yeah, this game is playable in English, and that's, you know, that's really what matters. Saturn has so many good games. I've been noticing that PlayStation, for me, they don't have the games that I like playing. But hey, that's me. Let me go back to the Super Nintendo real quick here and down to F-Zero, because I've been messing around with patching lately. What game was it? I've got the F-Zero MSU1 patch. Super Road Blaster will not launch. Killer Instinct, I was able to actually get that one working. If you really want to see it, maybe I'll show you that also before we take off here. Where am I going? Killer Instinct, where are you? There you are. This is just absolutely stupid, but I gotta show you. This hack has the potential just to be so awesome for the Polymega. Unfortunately, I don't think the Polymega is able to handle this game quite like a computer can. I'm assuming that they should be able to get it working. You can kind of see the juddering right there. Let me go ahead and hit start. This takes a second. It just sits here for a little while. Ms. Pac-Man Maze Madness, that's what I was trying. I found Pac-Man, I think it was called Pac-Man Maze Madness, but it was only a beta game. I forgot to check to see for, I'll just pick TJ, since he's right there. I forgot to I need to grab that up. So, as you guys know, this game should be running a lot smoother. But because of this patch that they have on here, it's supposed to improve the game and make it closer to the arcade. The system has such a hard time dealing with it. As you can see, I should be in a match long ago at this point. Nice to see the lightning effects there. Come on, get into a fight. I gotta show you guys this. This is insane. Yeah, and Megazone, I have pre-ordered the Sinden light guns. Wow, I don't think it's gonna go in this time. I got into it the other day, and it ran probably about 4 or 5 frames per second when in a fight. Anyways, I wanted to show it to you, but it doesn't even want to load. But that Sinden light gun, I went and I purchased the Sinden light gun. I bought 2 of them basically right as they launched it and allowed people to purchase those. I'm glad I did, obviously, because by that point I already had my Polymega and all of the modules, so I wasn't worried about that. $250, was it $250, $200? Anyways, plus I had $50 off, so I got a little bonus there. But it was nice being able to see that. Let me see. I know what you sort of, Pop Pixel, wasn't much of a fan of the PS1 library myself, but had spent like 6 months looking for titles I would like. Yeah, you know, and that's kind of the thing. It's a very picking and choosing kind of thing. You know, I got my Final Fantasy games in there. Some of my other RPGs that I really enjoyed playing. Some of the fighting games, and I know I'm still missing some. So I need to go through and kind of take a look at it. Bought the SSD in June 2010 because they were all told that shipping. Oh yeah. Oh okay. So July 2020 is what I'm assuming that you were trying to say there. Yeah, and that's exactly what my brother did too. He thought he was going to be getting it, so he went ahead and bought his SSD. But hey, you have it in hand, and you don't have to worry about dropping that cash now, so that's good. Yep, exactly, Shell. Again, those RPGs. The Mega Man games, Mega Man X4, 4 and 5. I've kind of talked about that. Mega Man 8, those kind of games I really like. Star Fox Killer Instinct, yep, both of those, again, some of my favorites on the console. It's funny how Star Fox really has held up despite how ugly it is by today's standards. I still enjoy playing the original Star Fox, and I mean, what is it running? maybe 26 frames per second or something like that. But I still love it. It's great. Yeah. Hey, you know, and the time will come, you know, they want to get their the Polymegas out the door anyways. I'm sure they have already trying to talking with the company as far as getting those light guns produced and that sort of thing, but there's no rush. There's no rush to go out and spend a whole bunch of money, you know, in hopes that you're going to be able to get some of this stuff when it drops, because it over time you're going to be able to get it, so it's, you know, it's no big deal. Jet Moto, Jet Moto, I've never really played that. I do like arcade style racers, so Jet Moto, that one might kind of be up my alley. I don't like games that are simulator style racing, so Cyber Speed, again, that's one of those that I kind of enjoyed playing as far as racers go. Need for Speed, but a lot of the racing games that I enjoyed were on the N64. Wipeout. Okay, well, actually, that's Wipeout's another game that I did enjoy. That was one of the first games that I got for my PSP when that came out too. 10 to 15 frames. You think it's about that low? I mean, it is. It's pretty low. But yeah, exactly. When you were a kid and you had that, you were blasting those polygons on screen. Man, it was amazing. And then the ending, oh, it just blew me away. All the digitized voice that they had. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. How did they do this on a cartridge? This isn't a CD game. You know, it's one of those things. I also do have the... It didn't let me put it on here, did it? No, it didn't. I have Star Fox 2 on cartridge, but obviously it didn't let me put it on here because it was never officially released. But that's one of the games that I can pop the cartridge in and still play it if I want to. Ape Escape, I never played it. Spyro, not a fan of that one. Crash Bandicoot, I used to like. I've played it more recently, you know, when they re-released it on the Switch. So I really wasn't a big fan of that one anymore. It had its place in time. Jumping Jack Flash, for any of you who know that name, oh my gosh, I hate that game. But Rayman is something that I would like to try out again. Casper, I've heard, is actually a pretty good game. I've never played it myself. But I have heard that that's a pretty good one. Race driving on the Super Nintendo doesn't really have a slowdown patch. That's interesting. I've got race driving for the Genesis, or was it hard drive? No, it's race driving. So you know that those are interesting things to see. But anyways, guys, I keep getting beckoned from the other room. I see that we've gone for about 2 hours and 40 minutes here. But I've been enjoying myself, being able to kind of sit here and chat with you guys and be able to have some discourse back and forth like this. It's been nice. But hey, guys, I should be back on about the regular time next week. I believe. I tried doing it at 2 o'clock. Sometimes I have some conflicts that come up, like today I wasn't able to get on until 3 o'clock. Next week it might also happen that way. I don't know yet. I'm still waiting to hear back from a few people. But if not, 2 o'clock Central Time is when I generally do my streams on Sundays. You know, if I ever get the urge to kind of throw an extra stream out there. I almost did on Saturday. I kind of got bored for a little while there and was thinking about playing some games, so I ended up just playing some Phantasy Star off stream, but I was thinking about going ahead and streaming that, but I ended up changing my mind on it. But anyways, again, thank you guys for dropping on by and having some conversation with me. I'm glad you guys are still excited for the Polymega, and everybody's excited about this new news, of course, that has kind of dropped here. And I can't wait for the second to roll around to see what it is that they are bringing to tell us. And who knows, maybe I'll do a quick stream that day as well once I get some information information from them, just to kind of drop the information too. But thank you very much for dropping by. And again, if you guys haven't already liked and subscribed, please do so to try to help expand that a little bit for me, as we were talking about earlier. But hope you guys have a great rest of your evening before the weekday starts over tomorrow. Who knows, some of you, maybe it is Monday. But take care all.